Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of the GMS that wrote well. Shalom to our brothers YSO Nashville. Shalom to all the Akim that's out here pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. Jacarah. Coming with a video real quick. Real quick video. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this, man, but I was driving in and my cousin sent me a message, and just kind of put me in the spirit, thinking about some things and conversing, real quick back and forth with him. He has some understanding, a little background info. He works for the I'll just say he works for the state. He's in a particular agency, and that's all I'll say on it. But so he has a lot of insider knowledge, but he also has a lot of knowledge of things that are true. I'm not gonna say he's an acknowledged practicing Israelite, but he is an Israelite, by blood. So whether he acknowledges it or not, I mean, it is what it is. So we were conversing back and forth, and the basis of the conversation was this: is that a lot of people are going to be deceived. Okay, and I will give one, one scripture that he brought up, which which was the truth. I mean, it comes straight out of scriptures. This is Matthew 24. He said, "Then if anyone tells you, look, here is," and this is the NLT. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna read that in NLT, man, because we don't like those NLT, NIV, and all that stuff. Like I said, he's not an acknowledged, practicing Israelite, but it is what it is because he's an Israelite anyway. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have. It's not a matter when you are an Israelite. It's not a matter of it being acknowledged. It's whether you are in this truth and if you believe or not, because you're Israelite by blood. So I mean that just is what it is. Let me get this right here. This is Matthew 24:23. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Mashiach, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false messiahs, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. And how he got to that, to that point was he sent me a video. And of course, there's been a lot of what they call disclosure, right? On these UAPs, what they're calling them now. And we know these are the chariots of the Most High Yahweh, and the angels, all right? So we're not concerned about what the government, the government has to say about these, chariots, what they're calling them, UFOs, UAPs. Look, Sleazy E is a liar, deceiver, He's got nothing but lies up his sleeve, man. All right, he's not coming with no truth, anything that's going to divulge real information. First of all right, even on the carnal side, and even more so truth, all right, that could be linked to the scriptures. So we know Sleazy E's game. So when they said they were coming with this disclosure, it was all nonsense. It was all nonsense. But they are going to put in plant the seeds that, hey, this thing is of a worldly or being manufactured in these other countries. These things are being created in other countries. Some of them might even be being created in the U.S. Because why? They want to plant the seed that these things are of this earth. They're not going to relate anything to things of the other dimension. In other words, the realm of the Most High and the angels. They're not going to link these things to that. Because that will validate the scriptures and they are definitely not about that. Okay, they'll come out and talk about extraterrestrials and all that garbage before they start talking about the Most High, Yahweh Shai and the angels. Okay, which if you look at the word, okay, all right, they are extraterrestrials. Okay, and at some point, all right, the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect, 144,000 and one third of Israel, we're going to be considered extraterrestrials. Okay, all right. And some of them, some people who scoff and mock already think we are. All right, but that's beside the point. Um, they're not going to link it to that. So what they want to do is they want to say, hey, these things are of earthly creation. Because if they can do that, then they can turn the hearts and the minds of the people um, against each other. Is Russia creating? Or we need to fight against Russia. Is the U.S. creating? What Russians going to think they need to fight against the U.S. Or the Chinese doing it? We need to fight against the Chinese. They want to make these things of an earthly nature. Okay, because they got the look. Sleazy E always come with like two tricks. Okay, two tricks. If one don't work out, he's got another one to back that up. Okay, if they say they're extraterrestrials, he can get the whole world to come together and fight against them. Okay. If he says they're extraterrestrials and they have a devious mind, if he says, look, these things are from the planet, planet Saigon or whoever, you know what I'm saying, and or wherever, and they have a plan of the world takeover, okay, and we all need to join hands and fight against them, like what was the president that said that, man? If other world, no, it was Bush. It was George Bush. Who originally said George Bush. I think it was another one too, man. But I want to say Reagan. I want to say it was Reagan, man. But it basically said, as part of one of their New World Order speeches, if I often wonder if there was an outside threat, everybody could come together with one common mind, okay, to fight against it, blah blah blah, right? So bringing in bringing that agenda into the whole UFO disclosure thing. Well, Sleazy E's done that, right? Because he talked about extraterrestrials at one time, right? Now we see him planting the seeds of saying, hey, look, these very well may not be extraterrestrials. They may be made in Russia, or they might have Chinese origins, or they may be creating these things to throw off our U.S. fighter pilots, and you know what? The U.S. may have some of this technology as well. Blah blah blah. Okay, so Sleazy E's got two ways to bring this thing, but he can either cause the whole world to come together, those who are deceived. He can cause the whole world to come together and fight against these things. Okay. All right. It's going to be a losing battle. All right. You can't fight against the Most High Yahweh. All right. And the angels, man. And Yahweh Shai, forget about it, man. All right. Your arms too short to box with God. That whole thing. Come on, man. That's a losing battle. And if Sleazy E can convince the world that, hey, some of these are made in Russia, then he can convince the U.S. to fight against Russia. If he convinces Russia that some of these things are made in the U.S., then he can cause Russia. Either way, Sleazy E's got war on his mind. Sleazy E is a warmonger, man. All right? That's all he knows how to do is put pieces in place, put people in certain places, and cause them to fight. That's Sleazy E's whole end game. All right? Sleazy E does a lot of talking, and all his talking is all about, well, when we gonna get somebody to fight, guys? I mean that. All right, we need somebody to do some fighting around here. All right, that's all Sleazy is concerned about. Okay, and at this point, Sleazy ain't even thinking about conquest. At least at one point, Sleazy had conquest on his mind. All right, taking over new lands, this, that, and the third. But Sleazy know he can't go to outer space. All right, there ain't no outer space for you, Sleazy E. Okay. All right. There is no outer space for you. You guys created that, man. The only outer space, okay, is outside the firmament, man. All right, the abode of Yahweh by Shem Shai and the angels, man. Okay, and it's not the damn outer space that you have in mind. Okay, so going conquering other planets and stuff, Sleazy ain't thinking about that. He might put that in his media, the shows and his news, this, that, and the third. He might tell you that, but he ain't got no plans of doing that. All right, Sleazy ain't got no plans of doing that because Sleazy knows there are no other planets out there for him to go and conquer. Okay, all right. He's created that life. Okay, the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushai told you everything that He created. Okay, and not one time do you talk about the galaxies and the Milky Shakes and the universal swirl out there of the black hole and all this other nonsense. Okay, and if those are things that He reveals to the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect, and that in due time, okay, I guarantee you it's not going to be anything that Sleazy E has depicted through his pictures and animations and CGI graphics and all that other garbage. Okay, it's not going to be anything like that, man. Okay, I guarantee you it's not even going to be close. It's not even going to be close because you're dealing with otherworldly dimensions and things of that nature, man. Okay, so all the little animations and CGI graphics that Sleazy has come up with, man, even his depiction of what they call the globe, which that's false. Okay, it's all animations. They told you that, so they've told you that they've lied to you. Why would they now come with some sort of truth on what quote unquote UFOs and UAPs? They're not, man. Forget about it. Okay, so he sent me this. He said, my cousin sent me this message because the basis of the conversation was that, Sleazy E is saying that these UAPs and UFOs now are holographic images and holograms that are formed by laser plasma technology, man. Sleazy E got some tricks, man. I'm telling you. Sleazy E got some tricks and some technology and some magic, okay, and some witchcraft that he plans on pulling. And it's going to deceive a lot of people, man. Okay? It's going to deceive a lot of people. All right? Now, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, right? But you got a lot of people who are all in. Whatever big government say, whatever comes out on Facebook, they believe it. Whatever comes out on YouTube, because you got a lot of fakery and tomfoolery on YouTube too. You gotta sift through it. Whatever comes out on the news, okay, CBS, NBC, a lot of people are deceived and swayed, okay, and because they have no basis of understanding and knowledge, they can be swayed one way today and be swayed another way tomorrow, and they just be all over the place. And Sleazy, he knows this. Sleazy, he knows this. Okay, that's why he throws out so many variations in so many different stories, okay, with so many variations and differences within the stories, okay, because he knows, hey, all I gotta do is keep their head on a swivel. All right, if I can just keep their eyes darting back and forth, they won't know what's coming, and by the time it's on them, they won't know what hit them. Okay, so that's why you got to be grounded in this truth, man, and understand the scriptures, understand the times that we're living in, and you do that by the scriptures. Okay, the things that our forefathers and the men of old have brought out. Okay, all throughout the scriptures, and starting with our own leaders. Okay, starting with the elders of GMS. All right, and even their elders before them. Okay, and the men of understanding on down. All right. So again, the scripture that he sent was Matthew 24, verse 23, starting at 23. I'll start at verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, okay? Because time is winding down, man. All right, time is winding down. The days have literally gotten shorter. Okay, the Most High caused the sun to stand still. So you don't think the Most High can control the sun even now? If he was able to do it back then, he can do it now. He controls the sun even now. So he's literally caused time to move forward. He's caused the sun to speed up its path. The sun and the moon have sped up their path. Okay, have sped up their circuit. The scriptures call it. So they say they have their circuit. Okay, so he sped up their circuit. All right, and the circuit is nothing but a repeating cycle. Okay, all right. So just like the sun has this rotation around the earth and the moon, he's caused them to speed up. And what's that done? Well, it's literally sped up time as we see it. Okay, on this side, all right, because time, the sun and the moon are timekeepers. All right, so as we see it, everything has sped up. Okay, well, the Most High calls that. Just like I was able to slow it down or stop it. Now he's able to speed it up, and he's done that. He said, and except those days should be short, and it's not just the days, because the days have literally been sped up. Okay, in science, scientists have actually come out and proven that and said, yes, time has actually sped up. All right, which goes right in line with what the scriptures say. But time in general has shortened. In other words, we don't have as much time left. Okay, on this side, all praise to you. How about you, Shah? All right, we're about to get the hell up out of here, man. This place is almost finished. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. Okay, because if time wasn't shortened, man, Sleazy E would pull all sorts of tricks and just demolish this whole place, man. Okay? But yeah, how about you, Shah? Said not so, man. All right? Said not so. It said, before the elect's sake. Okay, not so. Why? For the elect's sake. All right, those days shall be shortened. Okay, so time is speeding up, and we about to get the hell up out of here. Okay. In other words, the elect, all right, the 144,000, the men of the Lord, are not long for this earth, man. This place is almost done. We about to get up out of here. All right, about to get up out of here. All right, by the hand of Yahweh Bashem Shai, man, who delivered us one time. All right, with an outstretched arm and a mighty hand out of what? Out of the first Egypt. Okay, and now he's about to do it again. Okay, because this place is spiritually what? Egypt and Sodom, man. All right. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, there is a Mashiach, or there, believe it not, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. Okay, and a lot of these scientists, listen, man, they're false prophets to the people. Okay, these are their prophets, man. These are their prophets telling them what's coming with the vax. Okay, what's coming with with the government plans of how to handle UAPs, how to handle UFOs. Okay, these are their prophets telling them how they should behave going into the lockdowns and so on and so forth. These are their prophets, man. These are false prophets. Okay, and guess what? Some of our people are following them, Israelites. Okay, so it's not talking about you got false prophets among Israel. Okay, but Sleazy E is a false prophet. Okay, to those of a Gentile mind state. Okay, to the heathen and the Israelites in the Gentile mind state still, man. Okay, and shall show great signs and wonders. And so great signs and wonders, man. Laser plasma technology. They even got giants. They talking about the giants are coming. The giants are coming. They had a story. All right. Now they making giants that are like 75, 100 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? Trying to relay it back to the days of old, man. Okay, there were giants in those days, right? So it's trying to relay it back to the days of old, man. Creating giants, 75 foot, 100 feet replicas of Beyonce, Cardi B. Okay, they're gonna have some damn. You already know they're gonna make Michael Jackson, Tupac, their go-tos. They always like to go to the greats who they call the goats, right? So you're gonna make 100 foot, 150-foot giants. Okay, those are great signs and great wonders. Okay, people are gonna be ooh wow looking up, ooh Beyonce, oh I've never seen her this big, I've never seen her like this before. You know, keeping their head on the swivel, man, keeping them bouncing back and forth. They don't know what to be engaged in. Okay, but they'll take a picture. Okay, they'll take a picture. I'm in front of the giant, y'all, because that's all they care about. Right? We know how Israel get down. All right, and that's pretty much how the whole world gets down. And shall show great signs and wonders, in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Okay, so if things don't start happening, and we get the hell up out of here, okay, then it says what? They shall deceive the very elect. Don't think you could not be deceived. You gotta stay in this truth. You gotta stay grounded, man. All right, you gotta stay reading the scriptures, because if not, even you can be deceived. All right. See, that's why we say that's why it's the hopeful elect, man. All right. All right, because we gotta pray and be steadfast in this thing and hope. All right, that we're part of that number, man. All right. There are none of us that are in this thing that are like, oh, I'm saved. Okay, that's that Christian mantra. All right, that garbage. Oh, I'm saved. All right. No, we're hopeful, man. Okay, we're hopeful. All right, we're trying our best to stand steadfast in this thing. Okay, but he sent that. He sent that message to me, and it dawned on me. Okay, it dawned on me that this is my cousin. This is my first cousin. All right, love him. Love him. All right, just like so many of my family members, man. Okay, and Lord willing, you know what I'm saying. Hey, he come to the full realization of the truth, and understanding. But there was a realization that took place. Okay, with him, and he said, yeah, a lot of our family is going to be deceived. So he understands it, and that realization is taking place amongst a lot of folks in the truth right now. There's a spirit that's moving, okay, amongst Israel, okay, amongst the 1/3, 144,000, okay. There's a spirit, and that spirit is the spirit of realization. Spirit of realization of what? That a lot of our people are not going to make it. Now, we always knew that 2/3 are not going to make it. We 2/3 going to be cut off by slaughter. We all know that, okay. We know the scriptures. But there's a realization that's happening right now that some people are not going to make it. And guess what? Some people ain't even worth their time. They ain't going to make it. They ain't worth the time. All right. I want to pull a couple of scriptures. I'm going to take it back because this was spoken about, man. This was spoken about, just like everything that's going on right now. This was spoken about as well. Okay. In many scriptures, but I'm gonna get this one. Let's see. This is Isaiah 6:9. I shared this with Akim in the camp, man, because as I was talking with my cousin, I saw a post come across Instagram, and I said, hey, that's the spirit, man. That's the spirit. Okay, this realization is happening across the globe, across the four corners right now. Now we're realizing not only is it 2/3, okay, because it's easy to think of the 2/3 as this person, that person, you don't know. Nah, the 2/3 are your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your sons, your daughters. They ain't gonna make it. You're gonna have to watch some of them take L's. That's just real talk. If you don't have that mindset, you don't have that understanding right now, You better start wrapping your head around that fact. You're going to have to watch your family members take L's. It's coming down to that here and now. We're in that time. You're going to have to watch your family members take L's. Okay? I'm not going to say other things because, this is YouTube. But L's. They're going to take L's. Straight up. This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their ears, and hear with their ears, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. Okay? Verse 12. And the Lord have removed men far away, and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. Okay? So that was in Isaiah. That's Isaiah chapter 6. Okay? But he's telling the prophet, he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Right? Let me go. This is Matthew chapter 13. All right. And so this is Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because Yahweh Shai, when he spoke, what? He spoke out of the scriptures, okay, from the prophets, okay, that came before him. There was no New Testament, right? Of course. So Yahweh Shai spoke from the prophets, all right? The prophets and the law, all right? Or the law and the prophets, all right? This is Matthew chapter 13, and he quoted 13, therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. See, the men of the Lord, okay, in this time, okay, or in recent times, I say recent times, have been going out since what, man? All right, the 60s, okay? And some might even take it further back and say, this thing really kicked off in the 30s and 40s, okay? But we know, at least from the 60s, okay, starting with High Priest Yaquab and High Priest Ariah, that this truth has been coming out, man. Okay? This truth has been coming out. Get that. All right. And so there have been men who have understood, okay, starting with our elders, GMS, okay, men who heard and perceived and saw and believed and understood and took that baton and ran with it and passed it off to other elders, okay, and leaders, all right. And then there have been some that haven't, okay. There have been some that haven't, all right. Verse Matthew 13, therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophet of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. Okay? So some people hear, they don't understand. All right? Some people see it, they don't perceive it. Okay? They don't take hold of it. The truth doesn't grab it. They don't take hold of the truth. Okay? But Sleazy E can put up a laser plasma hologram. Oh, wow. Right? And they're easily swayed. Okay? That's a spirit, man. All right? That's the spirit that's on them. All right. I'm going to continue reading. This is verse 15. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed. All right. So the people have closed their eyes. The reason a lot of people are going to take L's is because they have closed their eyes. They don't want to see what's happening. They want to stay. They want to stay in the past. They want to stay on the coattails of big government. All right. They want to stay hanging on to massa. All right. And they're complacent. They're complacent in Egypt. All right. They're complacent in Sodom. All right. Well, as long as they don't bring it to me, no, it's coming to you. That's the thing. It's coming to you, but you're not going to see it until it's too late. Why? Because you've closed your eyes. All right. Lest any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears and should understand with their heart and should be converted. That's the whole point, to be converted. All right. And I should heal them. It's going to heal you of what? All right. Heal you of your sin, okay? Heal you of the lies, all right, that you've been taught, the indoctrinations, okay, that you've been under, all right? The shadow of sleazy E, okay, that's covered you your whole life, all right? So you got to be healed of all those things, man, all right? Healed of actual infirmities, okay, that a lot of you have bought on yourself by your lackadaisical and unclean diets. Okay? So you've got to be healed of these things, man. All right? But you've got to be converted. Okay? And you can only be converted if you open your eyes. Okay? And open your mind and start understanding and seeing some things. Okay? All right? But the Most High, He's put a spirit on a lot of people to have their eyes closed, man. He said, go and tell. He already knew. I'm telling you to go, but this is what's going to happen. All right. They have no eyes to see. Okay. All right. They have ears, but their ears don't hear. All right. Verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see. The things which we're seeing now, man. A lot of prophets desire to see those things, man. Second Esdras, man. All right, Daniel. Hey, these men were asking, man, when is this coming? All right, I don't understand these things. Okay, and the Most High said, look, close it up. It's shut it up for a time. All right, because it's not that time yet. Okay, so these men desired to see these things come to pass. All right, even though these were frightening things, they desired to see these things come to pass because they knew what, that after that the kingdom was going to be restored, man. All right, the everlasting kingdom was going to be restored, man. All right, for Esau is the end of this kingdom, and Jacob is the beginning of that which followeth, man. They knew that with this passing of time, these things were going to have to happen, but once these things are completed, the everlasting kingdom is going to be restored. All right, and that's the end all be all for us, man. This ain't the end all be all. This ill-gotten, bloody, stolen land that we sitting on, man. Come on, man. This can't be it. So they understood that. It said, verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Okay? So many are going to be deceived. Yes, that's true. All right. But we'll say, blessed are your eyes for they see, and your ears for they hear, man. Okay. All right. Count yourself blessed, man, for be able to understand the time that we're living in, man. To be able to see the things that are coming to pass. All right. To be able to hear our elders, all right, out there on the highways and byways, all right, speaking His truth, and to be able to get that and understand it, and then pass it forward. Okay, that's a beautiful thing, man. Okay. Not only that, but to be in this time and to see the things that are happening the prophecy is being fulfilled, man. All right, prophecy is being fulfilled day in and day out, man. All right, like never before, man. Like never before. All right. And this, I'm gonna just get this right here. So I don't want this to be too long. Let me see who this is. So like it. Hold up, Salaki brothers, because there was another, or not another. There were other passages where these same scripts were brought out, but it was just slightly. It was slightly different. Slightly different. Yeah, I was there. Okay, yeah, I was there. So Acts 28. Acts the 28th chapter. And let's start down at verse 26. We started verse 22, man. Let's just start at verse 22. No. So I can let's start at verse 17. Start at verse 17. And it came to pass that after 3 days Paul called the chief of the Jews together. And when they were come together, he said unto them, men and brethren, okay, because what? All right, Paul was an Israelite. All right, you know that. It's, you know, everybody knows that. Men and brethren, though I have committed nothing against the people or customs of our fathers, all right, the customs of our fathers. Again, Paul was an Israelite. All right, he knew of the customs of all the Israelites. And he knew who their fathers were, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Men and brethren, though I have committed nothing against the people, our customs, or our fathers, or customs of our fathers, yet was I delivered prisoner from Jerusalem into the hands of the Romans, okay? Sleazy E, who, when they had examined me, would have let me go. Sleazy E would have let him go. You see how it go, man? You see how Israel does Israel? You know, now Israelites have done Israelites even in that time. You know, Paul was speaking on right here and there. Sleazy, you would have let me go. Y'all got me restrained. What's up? I mean, what's really going on right now? All right. Who, when they had examined me, would have let me go, because there was no cause of death in me. But when the Jews spake against it, I was constrained to appeal unto Caesar. Not that I had ought to accuse my nation of. For this cause, therefore, have I called for you, to see you and to speak with you, because that for the hope of Israel, I am bound with this chain. Okay? He was saying, look, I'm in this for the hope of Israel. All right? Y'all do what y'all do, but I'm in this for y'all. You know? And they said unto him, we neither received letters out of Judea concerning thee, neither any of the brethren that came showed or spake any harm of thee. But we desire to hear of thee what thou thinkest. For as concerning this sect, we know that everywhere it is spoken against. Okay? We want to know what you got to say, because, you know, honestly, ain't nobody said nothing really bad about you, but, I mean, what you talking about, every time we've heard about it, man, it's something bad. Like, you know, we've been in those situations, right? We meet somebody, okay, and we don't have any reason to think ill of that person personally, right? but we've heard some things about this or that person, and it's like everything that you heard is kind of negative or has a negative, connotation to it. So it's like, well, I really don't got nothing against you, but you got a bad rap because of what so and so said or what so and so said, and it's all rumor mill. So you know what, we wanted you in front of us now. What you got to say? I want to hear it from you. It's that whole there's always two sides to a story type of thing. Or three sides. I mean, there's always three sides to a story. His side, her side, and then the truth, right? But anyway, verse 23. And when they had appointed him a day, there came many to him into his lodging, to whom he expounded and testified the kingdom of Yahweh, persuading them concerning Yahweh Shai, both out of the law of Moses and out of the prophets, from morning till evening. This man was going on from morning till evening. And we know it can be like that, man. You can get on topics and discussions, talking about Yahweh by Shem Shai, and you might talk to somebody you think you're gonna talk to them real quick. And we do it in these videos, man. We think we're gonna be on a subject real quick. Before you know it, man, we don't win a whole 2 hours, we're talking to somebody, went a whole 2 hours. I talked to a brother one time, man, about a myriad of subjects, man. Before I knew it, I talked to that brother 3 hours. And we met in the parking lot. Was only supposed, or the conversation could have only been 10 minutes. That's just how it goes, man, when the spirit is moving. Okay? Verse 24. And some believed the things which were spoken, and some believed not, even it. So we see it in the time of Isaiah. We see it in the time of Mashiach. Paul came afterward. And then we see it in Paul's time. And we see it even today. Some believe and some don't believe. Okay? What does it say in the scriptures? Whether they hear or forbear. Some are going to hear it and take it to heart. And then some are going to hear it, cast it away. All right? Those be them